Hi everyone. So in this course we talk about computer hardware, we talk about computer software, and we talk about networking. And computer software kind of lends itself into networking because much of what we do online on the internet, networking is done through software. And so I'm going to start talking about the most, maybe, I'm not sure that this is 100% true, but one of the most essential pieces of software to internet um, usage, the web browser. And web browsers are nothing more than a program, an app, a program, call it what you want. I'm going to call it a program on your computer that allows you to browse the internet. It allows you to look at web pages. And so if someone posts something on their website, I need a way to view it. Websites are typically made using a language called HTML. And essentially, browsers interpret that language for us and they show it to us in a form that we can read, that looks good. And that's the main job of a browser, is to show you the content of web pages. Now, over time, that has evolved, and now browsers do more and more for you. And there are lots of different browsers and different choices that you have. And you can see here this little logo that I have illustrates that. There's the Firefox logo, that is the logo for, actually that's, I'm blanking. Oh, that's Safari, I believe. There's Opera, there's Internet Explorer, and here's Google Chrome. Now, why are there so many web browsers? What exactly do they do? And this document here runs you through kind of which ones are the more popular ones. Right now, you can see this green line, and you have to be careful here. The dates, this is January 2010 going all the way to January 2020. So Chrome started out not very popular and then slowly over time grew in popularity, and now Chrome is by far the most popular web browser, which is interesting because I don't think you can see it on my screen, but I am actually using Firefox. Firefox, on the other hand, has dropped slowly. You can see the orange line there is Firefox, and it's gone down and down and down. And then this one here, the one that used to be the champion, Internet Explorer, made by Microsoft, has gone down and down and down. Now, again, why are there so many different web browsers anyway? What's going on with this? Why are there so many different ways to get online and to view web pages? And like anything, companies want to have their own products. They want you to use their product. And so Chrome belongs to Google. And this one here, Firefox, is open source. It belongs to an organization called Mozilla. And then this one here is obviously the giant Google company, organization who wants you to use it. And they're all free. All of these web browsers are totally free to use. So why do they want you to use the web browser so bad? And we'll talk about that in a minute. Mobile browsers have also complicated this matter a little bit, because this chart here was basically for desktops and laptops, but mobile browsers are becoming more and more popular. If you have a phone, you probably have an app on it in which you browse the web. And again, you can see here's Chrome with its Google Chrome web browser, or sorry, mobile browser, and it is the most popular one. But you can see there are a few more competitors here. The mobile browser market is a little bit more diverse. There's a few other ones in there, including Apple Safari, and here's Samsung. When you buy a Samsung phone, it comes preloaded with this, the same way an iPhone comes preloaded with Safari, and that's why these ones might be so popular in the mobile scene. But I wanted to show you a couple of different browsers. So I am using Firefox, and you can see how it looks. Firefox, again, is made by Mozilla. It's an open source organization, and I like using Firefox because they're known for being A, pretty fast, and B, they guard your privacy pretty well. And so that's kind of why I've chosen to use Firefox for what I do. But I do have lots of different browsers on my machine, so I'm going to just show you a couple. Let's start with the obvious one, the champion. This is Google Chrome, and many of you have probably used Google Chrome. You might be using Google Chrome right now to watch this video. And Chrome is extremely fast, and it's compatible with most things. And what I mean by that, see here I have a Trillium Web. This is where I take my attendance for school, and I actually can't do it using Firefox. It's really the only thing I use Chrome for anymore. I sign in and I can use this to do my web attendance. So the web attendance program that the Limestone board uses is not actually compatible with Firefox. I have to use Chrome if I want to use it. So there are certain programs online that only like certain browsers, and that's becoming, I guess, more and more rare, but it's still true that sometimes you have to use a browser in order to do something. Some claim that Chrome is faster than Firefox. It might be. I don't notice a huge difference, but it might be the case. But Chrome is pretty easy to use, and the thing is, if you have a Google account, Chrome, it very easily incorporates into all of your stuff, your Google Drive, your Gmail, all that stuff. Firefox does as well, but Chrome will likely do it a little bit better since it's a Google product. So there's Chrome. Here's Safari. So Safari is what comes with a Mac computer, so I have Safari preloaded on mine. For me, I actually don't use Safari much because I just personally don't love the look of it. I've never really tried it out a lot, though, to be totally honest, so I can't speak a ton to Safari. But Safari is known for being kind of the default Mac browser. You can download and install browsers on, whatever web browser you want to use. You can download and install it for free, but Safari is preloaded on a Mac so that everybody has it. And this is a little plug for my Bay Ridge Computer Science Instagram page, so go ahead and follow if you like. And then I wanted to share this one with you because this one is much lesser known, and I only myself started using this a small time ago. And this is called the Brave browser. And Brave is a browser that prides itself on privacy and stopping trackers and ads. When you're browsing the internet, some web browsers will actually track you, and Google Chrome has had some problems with that in the media. There's a lot of concern about privacy and who's actually tracking your movements as you go online, what ads are allowed. And so you can see here I've been using Brave for about a month and a half, and it claims that it's blocked this many trackers and ads for me. It's saved me this much bandwidth, and it's saved me this much time because Brave is also very, very fast, or claims to be. So I'm still getting used to Brave. I like it. It's kind of a neat browser, but there are many, many more out there. There are tons and tons and tons of browsers. But like I said, most of them work similarly, and for a lot of people it's just a matter of finding the one that you like the best. Now there are things that set one browser apart from the other, and that's going to be part of your work for this little section. Is you're going to do a little bit of research, not too much, but a little bit of research on web browsers and find out what makes one web browser better than another, what makes one worse than another, what are the pros and cons essentially. So that is going to be down in here where you're going to go through the pros and cons of Chrome and then paste a picture of the logo right here. You're going to do the same for Firefox. For Microsoft Edge, which is one that I can't show you because I don't have Edge on my Mac, and I don't believe there is a Mac version that I could put on it, but this Microsoft Edge is essentially Microsoft's newest browser that took over for Internet Explorer, which if you had the misfortune of using Internet Explorer, was not a very good web browser. It was very slow, it crashed a lot. But Edge, from what I've heard, is much, much better. So you can take a look into Edge, Safari, Brave, and then there's one more here called Tor. And Tor is a little different, and I'm not going to kind of spoil it. I want you to go and research a little bit about Tor, find out what Tor is all about, why people would use it. It's kind of an interesting option as a browser. Here are the links that you can use to find out about all of these things, and you can find your own links, of course, but these ones are good. I've taken a look at them. And then there's some questions to do here. What does a web browser do? Name at least 5 web browsers. We just saw some, so it should be pretty simple. And actually, I'm going to take this part out. Actually, I'm really going to challenge you here, and I'm going to say, let's name at least 10. So that way you have to do a little bit of extra research, not too hard. Just go up and open a tab and say, give me a list of other browsers. And then what is a browser cache? what are cookies, and what web browsers do you use. And before I conclude here, I'm going to give you a little bit on that because these two are kind of important. When you do browse online, when you go online and you're browsing around the web, a lot of people don't think about kind of the footprints that they're leaving behind and what is going onto their computer. But all browsers have let's start here, a browser cache. And what a cache is temporary internet files, and your browser will download images, data, and documents for faster viewing in the future. What that means is, let's say I'll just go to a random site here. Let's go to Sportsnet, see who won the baseball game tonight. So I go to sportsnet.ca and I read all about how the Braves did whatever they did. And the next time I go back to this site, it might load a little bit faster. And that's because this website, if it's storing stuff in my cache, is actually going to load these pictures and the headlines and data on my computer so that the next time I visit the site, it will load faster. And sometimes that's okay, and sometimes that's not really what I want. But you should be aware that every browser has cache, and once in a while you should go and clear it. So this is a more precise definition, but you can take a look. And then cookies are small files that are downloaded to your computer when visiting a website. So it's very similar, and they can store your previous activity on that site. So for example, if I have to go and log into a site, if I log in once and then I go back to it and I don't have to log in again, well, that's because these cookies are on my computer, and that means I don't have to log in again. So it's recommended to clear those cookies every few weeks to to make sure that everything's going okay. So this link is included. Now you kind of know the answers, but it's here for you. So there you go. Now you know a little bit about web browsers, which is nothing more than software that allows you to browse the internet, to browse the web, find web pages, and essentially, really all it's doing is translating HTML so that humans can actually read it.